everyone. Today I'm so excited to host this very special episode of Inspiring Heights, and we are so glad that we're hosting the actor from Dhurandhar, Gitikka Dhar ma'am. I'm just going to share a very quick introduction as she joined us. We have limited time, so I'm just going to share a very quick introduction before she joins us. So today we're truly honored to host Gitikka Ganju Dhar, one of India's most respected voices in live communication. She has over 25 years of experience as an actor, as a television host, as a moderator, a motivational speaker, and communication. She's shaped some of the most powerful conversations across stages. She's worked in films like Lal Singh Chaddha, Dhurandhar. She's also worked in OTT projects like Tanaav Season 2 and the upcoming show Lukha. Beyond the screen, she's also hosted some of the country's most prestigious platforms, from the opening ceremony of the Kho Kho World Cup to key government events led by our Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji. Her journey has been celebrated with numerous honors, including multiple EMA Spotlight Awards, WOW Awards Asia for Best MC, the FMBAF Global Excellence Award as National Icon in Mass Communication, and the WOW Life Artist Award of the Decade. WOW Life Artist of the Decade. Considered one of the highest honors for a live performer in India. She has also been recognized by India Today as a nation builder and named among the 10 most influential women in the Indian live industry. So I think comes with such a rich, prestigious, bunch of different honors that have been, awarded to her for her body of work. Been working in the industry for such a long time, working in exciting projects. We mentioned Dhurandhar, so very excited to have Gitikka ma'am with us today. I am just going to give it a moment. Hello.
Hello, namaste.
Namaste. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Very well. Thank you, ma'am. Such an honor to have you with us today.
It's a pleasure being here, and thank you for calling it an honor. It's very sweet of you. Thank you.
Thank you. I was just getting started with your introduction. I know we're capped for time. I typically like to do it when we have guests with us, but of course, such a beautiful and immense body of work, rich body of work over 25 years. So I thought I'd just get started with it, right from where your journey began. I'd love to know, so many years in this industry, live communication, coaching people, being on stage, being behind the camera, in front of the camera. Where did all of this start? Why did you want to get into this space of communication, arts, and something so creative?
So this is let me give you a two-layered answer to this and try and do it quickly. So one is that our souls come down with a certain destiny pre-written that we choose when we are up there. So I think the fact that I would do this, I chose up there. Why? I'll have to go and I'll talk to myself when I go back up there. But I wasn't really going to be an anchor. I was training to be a filmmaker from the Mass Communication Research Center in Delhi, and someone saw me in the corridors. Lots of shootings used to happen there, and they offered me a television show. I hosted it. I remember I was pretty good at the first go, and then I got a live event, and they paid me an unreasonable amount of money, and somehow वो कहते हैं ना जहाँ आपको पहुँचना होता है वजह बनती है. There's a reason that is born, but it could be the wrong one, it could be the right one. Choosing a career because you got paid a lot of money is not the right reason to choose a career, but that was what I was meant to do. And whichever route I ended up as an MC for live events, I then went on to host lots of television shows, which I stopped at a certain point. Then later, when my daughter was going to be born, and that's how it all really began. So it was just it just happened. I mean, I didn't plan for it; it just happened.
Amazing. I think that's the beauty, that when you just don't plan, things just fall beautifully into place for where you're really meant to be, and that's what one realizes in the longer term of things.
Yeah, so now that we're talking, I can recall that Lagan was going to be made at that point in time, and I had received a call for the audition for the ladies' part, and I couldn't attend that audition because I had already signed a contract with Honda Cars to host the launch at the Auto Expo in Delhi. So I honored that commitment at that young age also. I said, I must honor this commitment and not let go and then go and give that audition and then, last minute create trouble for the client. And as I said, I was meant to do this. And then at this stage of my life, I'm meant to do something else also. And how the clock, the cycle travels. Few years ago, my first acting assignment was with Aamir Khan Productions. I missed. I probably would have gotten selected, not gotten selected, mujhe nahi malum. But after so many years, I did my first acting assignment with Aamir Khan Productions.
How amazing! And was that Lal Singh Chadda?
Yeah, that was Lal Singh Chadda. Yes.
Okay.
I played Aamir sir's Masi, if you please. But it was nice. It was nice.
Amazing, amazing. I think one of the other very interesting aspects of uncovering your personality, and perhaps as you spoke about the strong work ethics also, I'm not sure if some of that rolls to this as well, is your journey with spirituality and how much your Guruji, Maitreya Dada Shriji, his influence has been on your life. Would love to know, what has been his influence in your life, both personally and professionally, and how has that shaped the kind of decisions that you make, or how you go about this very intense competitive profession?
So, for those who follow our devotees of masters and teachers, they would know that the teacher, the master that you are going to be with in this lifetime is already watching you for a very long time. So I do believe, now that I look back and I remember some very challenging situations that I was traveling through, how nothing nicked me, nothing damaged me. Some of the situations were very challenging. They could break you as a person. But I just seem to be walking through fire through various stages of my life, unblemished. And I think he was always with me. But the calling came about, I think 4 to 5 years ago, when I first met him physically, and I found out about him, and I began to interact with the divine light, which is this blessed image of Dada here, Maitreya Dada Shriji. And the bond began with the divine light, and I met him physically. And I cannot speak to you about that journey over a few minutes. There's a lot there. But you asked me, how does he help me to make decisions? So from then to now, my decisions now are made with I think, complete authenticity to who I am, and they are fearless decisions. They're not based on any manipulation. I feel absolutely fearless, and I feel empowered through and through. And I'm building with every day the kind of life that I think I want for myself, and I know one that aligns with my purpose.
Beautiful. I think ultimately that's really what we're searching for, right? Like, why are we here? Why are we breathing? What are we trying to do?
No, dear, I'm not searching for that. I'm not searching for the reason of why I'm here. I often ask Dada, that in my heart, I ask that when will I go back up there, because I think it's much more fun there. Because planet Earth is a planet for intense learning. It's the planet where souls learn the fastest the lessons, and a journey of maybe thousands and thousands of years of time up there in astral space. Here, you can learn in 70 years, 80 years. So it's a very difficult, planet to be born on, human and man to be born as human. The lessons are intense. And I feel this is a little ironic, but if you're divine's favorite, your lessons just become so much more difficult. This is a joke. This is not reality, but this is something I often joke about. But yeah, I forgot what we were talking about.
No. I think I sort of understand what you're trying to say, because like my reception of this isn't, sorry, I'm just going a little off topic, but it's just that we have karmas, and we're sort of clearing those karmas over time. And I think if it's harder, then in a way we're clearing the slate.
Yeah. It is. See, karma will happen. And that's just the flow of life. You have to. But what I really have learned from him, which I must share with all of our viewers. Hi, sorry, I didn't say hi to anyone watching. Is that all you need to do is to realize that you have a heart, and within that heart is love, and within that heart is the divine's presence. And all you need to know every single moment of your life is to function from here. here, because everything that comes to you from here is always right. It's always the best for you because it's coming from the divine that's in every human's heart. It's so simple, and over a period of centuries and centuries since we've come on earth, not only have we forgotten, it also suits negative forces across the world that humans don't operate from the place of love from their hearts. It suits businesses, it suits dictators, it suits false godmen. It just suits the entire the negative army of the world. Yeah.
Thank you for sharing that, ma'am. Okay, so now if we were to turn to what the industry perspective is, I think one of the reasons that we started RareReach was when we were speaking to a lot of young girls, what they would say is that I want to look like so and so actor. This is who I aspire to be. And if, of course, I think it's very hard for us to have that kind of access, resources. Even it's not something that's a core skill.
It
So
takes
we
an
struggle
army
and we
to get an actor ready for a red carpet appearance. A little army,
goes
So
goes
yes,
into getting, yes.
yes, and a lot of money. It costs a lot, which they can afford, but probably someone watching them on Instagram who's just begun her career, even in the corporate world, or is a singer or a dancer or is just a teacher, cannot. You cannot match the power of that army and the kind of monies that are pumped into getting one look in place. And you were
Absolutely.
saying,
Yep. And so many months of prep before that look goes live also. So many
yes,
people that
of course.
there's a lot of prep that goes in. And I think women oftentimes feel that there is something that's lacking in them if they are not able to achieve that. So that's why we just wanted to, like have that kind of representation and understanding that we need to find relatable role models. We need to understand what our realities, what our scenario circumstances needs are.
So I'm going to ask all the girls out there who are watching, or probably who have this thing going in their head, that now you and I are talking, right? So you and I both are. We have very very little probably blush on our faces, and we're not looking our best. But when you're looking at me and I'm looking at you, we're still talking and we're into the conversation, and I really like your face and I love your smile. And are we actually looking at how you're dressed, what are you wearing? No. So if you look at women out there whose profession is to kind of look like a certain in a certain way, why don't we see them as role models as to how do they conduct themselves? How hard are these girls working? How do they stand up for their rights? I mean, you have a Deepika Padukone who today says that she will work X number of hours so that you work in an organized manner within her 8-hour presence on the set. So that is something that you need to emulate, right? Not the fact that she's her hair looks a certain way. Of course, I mean all that is good fun, but really we need to go from all of these external things to things that are more internal, and that's where really the real joy lies. And I have to warn you here, this entire narrative of the female look is nothing but the male gaze. It's the heterosexual male point of view of how they view women, and over centuries how women now view their own worth is the way that they look. And even within that, if you are with extra weight on you, if you're short, if you're darker, there's ageism, there is body shaming of weight. If you don't want to spend lakhs and lakhs on clothes, all of these things are stemming from the male gaze that was created by the male gender to dominate and reduce women into objects without agency, and subjugate women over centuries and centuries and centuries. It's up to you. You want to spend lakhs, you want to look good, but do it because of really, really the right reasons. Don't do it to cater to a certain gaze that probably so many women out there don't even realize it. And I think the media, the films, OTT फिर भी बहुत better हो गया है in terms of how women are depicted. Really, theatre has always been more authentic, more realistic, but films, I mean, really, whether it's films made in America or films made in India, to a large extent, they're catering to the diktats of the male gaze, and that's not fair, because not everybody can look like that.
Absolutely.
And why?
Absolutely. That's exactly, I think, the point we're trying to drive, that India by itself is such a diverse country. I think there's hardly any other country in the world that's as diverse as us. We have so many different body types, skin tones, heights, Why is it that, and do you feel that the industry still sort of compartmentalizes, or like you mentioned, the OTT space is changing and we see it. We see people who look a lot like us. The girl next door image is coming about out and loud in a real way now. She is actually the girl next door. Earlier it used to be called a girl next door role, but not necessarily was the look or the like how whatever the casting was very different. But now I think people are moving towards more realism in that space. What are your thoughts about the movie business as well? Is there really this kind of a judgment about looks, height,
There is,
and
of course, there is. I don't think there is an iota of doubt that this is what it is. And there's so much of investment, there's so much of money that producers are pumping in into certain projects. So to kind of shake this up completely is not going to be possible. It's going to, the change is going to take, it's going to take years and years and years. But I see more and more of the actresses now, mainstream actresses. They're not loaded with makeup, and they're fit. They're truly fit. We're getting there. It's going to take a while. I mean, if you look at UN statistics of how many years it's going to take for even gender equality to kind of unfold itself completely, is nearly centuries. It's going to take centuries. It's going to take more than around 300 years, they say. So it's a battle that's going to take time. Change takes time. It'll happen one girl at a time, one producer at a time, one audience at a time who goes in to view something that is different. And I must mention here, though, I mean, we're talking, and there's a scene in Dhurandhar that has, that's all over Instagram, of the lead protagonist, Ranveer Singh, who plays Hamza, of his shot where he's shirtless and he's kind of slipping down into the sofa, and he says Shere Baloch. That absolutely beautifully shot scene of Ranveer Singh. And I was watching that scene and I was like, thank you so much, Aditya Dhar, because it's not just the women on India, cinema screen who you want to look at. Now, this is really, I mean, see, either way, it's not. One would say either way, it's the gaze, right? Mm-hmm. But here you have a lead hero, for the female gaze. So at least अगर वो नहीं बदल रहा है तो ये तो शुरू हो रहा है. So somewhere I just smiled when I saw that shot in Dhurandhar to the revenge that, yeah, and just an actor like Ranveer to do it, because he's just such an open, loving heart. So very comfortable, and I think the perfect guy to have pulled off something like that.
How amazing. Thank you for sharing. And it's such an interesting perspective to say that we're basically pandering to the audience that's watching, and it's not just men that are watching, it's also women that are watching. So
exactly. We're not reading comments, but I just want to see. Recently had a son. Would you want that son's name as Dhuran? So his full name would be... Oh, how I wish. I think that ship has sailed, my friend. When I was younger, I would always think that if I had a son, I would name him Dave. But now I have a dog son, and oh man, he is Dhurandhar every day. He's a beagle, and but Dhurandhar, not bad.
Yep. I think the rumors have been going on how this is derived from Aditya Dhar's name. Any truth to those rumors? Is it really that it was?
No, I don't know. I don't think so. I think he's far too intelligent to kind of, and he's such a sorted guy. मुझे नहीं लगता वो अपनी फिल्म का नाम अपने नाम पे रखेंगे. I live in Mumbai, so there is this Dhurandhar, Chitrakar Dhurandhar Marg. Near Khar. Yes, look at the coincidences. So Dhurandhar is a word that's, he must have liked for the title, for the essence of the character Hamza. He was a Dhurandhar. So nahi unke naam se koi lena dena nahi hai. Aditya, I don't think is that kind of. He's not self-obsessed.
Got it. You also mentioned Ranveer Singh. How was your experience working with him? What is he like on the sets?
Oh, he is. I've said this, I think, n number of times now in different podcasts and interviews, that his mother did a terrific job of bringing him up. He's just a very, very well-mannered person. And more than that, a lot of people say that, Arey, nahi, kaise ho sakta hai? He must be just, trying to be, ye PR hoga, ye tactics hain, ye wo hai, ye hai, dikhawa hai. Arey, nahi yaar, nobody can do it 24/7. That man is just distributing love and hugs and positivity to almost everybody he meets. And on the set, he was very kind. He was so sweet. Such a joy to have just met him, those few times. And I looked at him and I thought to myself, I said, wow, there are hearts in human bodies that are totally working and are, filled with love. He expresses himself so beautifully. What a lovely, lovely man he is.
Yeah, and I think whatever I've seen of people who've worked with him, it's always been like that. He's a collaborative actor, wants to bring forth his
Oh,
co-actors.
oh yes, yes. He is thinking of the whole film. But then nowadays most lead actors, a lot is at stake. This is the new age filmmaking in India. He is interested in what's happening everywhere. There's a lot of prep that goes in from his side. I could make that out, and he's relentless. He's relentless in his pursuit of the vision he wants to bring on to the screen. बहुत मेहनत करते हैं. It was very obvious.
Amazing. I think that's so obvious in every facet of Dhurandhar. Everybody's been talking about peak detailing, every little detail taken care of. मतलब लोग ढूंढ ढूंढ के कोशिश कर रहे हैं कहीं एक गलती निकल जाए, which is like a movie that's 8 hours worth of cinema
Yeah,
that's gone out, and how much of prep
yeah.
that's gone in.
I'll tell you something. I was discussing this with a family member who had come with me to watch. I watched it a couple of times. First, somebody wants to watch, then somebody wants to watch. I've gone a couple of times and seen it. I was saying above and beyond all the perfection or the imperfection. Sometimes even imperfection is very attractive on screen. I think it's the pure energy, the intent of the makers of this film, the intent of Aditya, Lokesh Dhar's intent, Ranveer Singh's intent, which has translated into an energy transfer through the screen to audiences. You just look at it and you just are transported into the world of Hamza. Now that's authentic storytelling, and the power of intent, the power of manifestation, the power of pure energy is unmatchable.
How amazing. Since you mentioned perfectionism, imperfectionism, one person in the industry who's been known for that has been Aamir Khan and his
Yeah.
perfectionism.
Yeah.
Having worked with him, being his Masi in the Lal Singh Chadda movie, how was your experience on that set? And if you were to compare the two sets, if at all, what would be similarities and differences?
So one, I wouldn't compare the two sets. Completely different approaches to filmmaking. But I will say about Aamir Sir is that he's looking to once again. So people say perfectionist, perfectionist. I'd rather say that he's someone who will give it his all to achieve what he has in his mind, the vision for the film. And yet again, is someone who's involved with every facet of the film. And so he remains in character. Whatever little few scenes I did with him, I thought he remained in character. Whereas there are other actors that I worked with who can come in and out of the character once you say, back shot on, shot off. So everybody has a different approach to the whole thing. But with Aamir, sir, it was for me very special because when Qiyamah Se Qiyamah Tak was released, I mean, oh God, मेरे मतलब 10वीं class के सारे marks खराब हो गए थे because all of us had this crush on, this new hero, Aamir Khan, and most of us did very badly in 10th because of that. Cut to I had my wall in my bedroom was from top to bottom full of Aamir Khan posters. He was such a chocolate boy back then. Cut to that, you're working with him and they're kind of special, but of course, I mean, that crush ended right then in childhood. But बहुत different approaches हैं and बहुत different personalities भी हैं. And he himself is quite a school in filmmaking. तो मतलब really, I mean, आप शुरुआत अगर उनके production house के साथ कर रहे हैं तो then you're really lucky. बहुत अच्छे से काम करते हैं, बहुत professionally, very nice.
Amazing. So nice to know that. I think going back to Ranveer having a very strong, upbringing. Now you're also bringing up your daughter. You've been in industry that is, we spoke about the male gaze and how, I'm sure in some way, shape or form, it must be at the back of your mind that, okay, this could also be a way that women are looked at. Judgments, being in front of a live audience across so many different formats. Judgment across looks, carrying yourself, what we speak, every single word is now especially being scrutinized. How has that affected how you're bringing up your daughter? And, I'm sure there's this aspect of her having an individual strong personality and a voice of her own. How is that coaching, parenting happening at home?
So see, everyone has a journey. I had a journey. So I didn't land up at this point like this, without a journey. When I began this career as an anchor, I'd heard so much about. I wanted to be an actress, but I didn't have the guts to go out there. I got offered a very big film that went on to become a very big hit. I didn't take it on. I was very scared. Ooh, you hear stories, right? Then I became an anchor. So I came with that mindset that you have to behave in a certain way, and just block people off in a certain way, not do this, not say this, not be senior. So I had a very I feel constricted journey, and I went on and on and on, and then somehow that just became my personality, and it's a personality that I can't shake off. I'm one of the biggest bores on this earth, and I don't party, I don't do this, so I'm a bore. But that came out of a certain fear of how I would be viewed in the industry. Um, Cut to, there are a lot of people who say, oh, Gitikka, okay, look at your conduct and look at so and so's conduct, and I'm like, hello, excuse me, my conduct is my conduct. Okay, but I think that person there who you think is, this girl there who you think is not proper conduct, is just free and expressive. It's what, how she wants to be. It's her body, her choice. So when I'm bringing my daughter up, I don't want her to go through the journey of restriction that I put myself through. I want her to be fearless. I'm right there. Express yourself, and live on your own terms, and live freely, live authentically. You decide. I want her to decide what is right and wrong for her. I don't want any morality codes to be जिसे कहते हैं उनको लाद के हम चलते हैं, as women. ये सब तो I'm bringing her up with a lot of freedom and a lot of trust and a lot of fearlessness. She's a lovely painter. Not lovely, she's like a fantastic painter. She plays the guitar. She sings like a Grammy Award winning singer, and she's good at her studies also. So I'm letting her fly, and I'm right here, and I'm empowering her with my trust and a lot of love that I'm going to make sure that the wind beneath your wings stays and stays and stays in the form of your parents. Just go out there and just enjoy your life and do good things.
That's a beautiful thing. As a daughter myself, I just feel like if we have that from our parents, it's the most beautiful thing. Like, we can fly if we know that our parents are backing us. I feel, especially as daughters, we do feel a lot more responsible. I don't know where that comes from, but I just feel like if we're given more opportunities, we want to make our parents proud.
No, because you feel a lot more responsible, because I do believe that this gender is more sensitive. We feel more deeply. So maybe that's why, because you feel more deeply, you feel more responsible. In fact, I was the other day watching an ad in which we have the actor Kajaj Rao, where his, in that whole film, I think it's an ad for a certain product, I can't recall, but he goes back with a band baja barat to take his daughter out of her marital home where she's being physically abused. Beautiful piece of work. I think that very nicely depicts of how parents across the country need to support girls who are in such abusive marriages, and bring them back home, and try and take care of them and give them wings to fly again.
Absolutely. It actually happened in real life too, where somebody got their daughter divorced and came back with a band baja barat. It actually happened. So it's beautiful that movies inspired from real life and real life inspired from movies.
Movies are a representation of the culture, and they also can spark a great amount of social change. And of course inspire people to be a certain way, have a certain perspective. So I think cinema, especially in India with 1.5 billion people now, has the power, not comparable to God, but yeah, has like a lot of power. So, and I hope and pray in the years ahead, cinema is used to drive social change in India. So it's not a coincidence, I feel, that now you see a Rama being made, or you see a Brahmastra, or the whole Dhurandhar. So there's something happening. Kuch to badal raha hai, and good things are on their way.
A lot of India, the representation of Indian culture, Indian heritage, and being proud of that, and what our armed forces do for us. Like, Dhurandhar is such a beautiful example of just celebrating raw agents in their entirety of what all they do, unsung heroes, not spoken about, no faces shown. Yes. You mentioned about how you're raising your daughter, giving her the wings to fly. What were her thoughts on all the love that's coming your way? How do you feel about all this appreciation? Everybody's talking about Dhurandhar. It's an enigma like never before. So all of these accolades, love, appreciation, hype, that's about the movie. How does that make you feel?
I don't know how other families are, but my family, we are, I think we're living in an insulated ball. So I made something. She wanted to eat a bit of chili paneer yesterday, and I tried to make it for her. So I'm cooking for my family. I'm off late. I've begun to cook for them all 3 meals, and she's like, "Hey, itna acha nahi hai, आप ऐसे कर सकते थे, वैसे कर सकते थे." So my husband is busy. He's got his his job. So I think that nobody here is No,
Mummy ho, ghar
yeah.
ki mummy is mummy.
Yeah, this is mom, this is Jeet, and at home I'm very chilled out. I'm very basic person. So I think थोड़े से friends वगैरह के बीच में she does narrate a few incidents from the sets and here and there maybe, but more or less I don't. Actually they had a poem to submit the other day, and the shirshak was Aurat, and she wrote that out. She wrote a poem on me, and I read that later, how I was a role model, and I was like. Uh, तो है आई थिंक अप्रिसिएशन है बट वो बहुत दिल में रखती है ज्यादा उसको एक्सप्रेस नहीं करती एंड फॉर हर सी आई एम अ मॉम नो सो
Yeah. So that's your daughter's thought. That's the feeling of the family at home, which I think is also very beautiful because family is also for grounding us in a way. Uh,
no I think I'm grounded only otherwise also
okay.
yeah
Okay.
otherwise also in fact one of the most beautiful lessons that came my way last few weeks have been very interesting and I learned how so many of us are operating from a false ego, a false self, which is not really us. And I hope I get this shloka right. It's from the Gita. Prakriteya kriyamanani gunaha karmani sarvasa ahankara vimuddhatma kartaham hi manyate. Essentially saying that the doer is Prakriti, nature. We are not doing, it is not being done on us. It is nature, and it is the false ego of the human who thinks that we are the doers. It's all nature. It's he who does, not problems, negativity, confrontations, downs will disappear because you realize that uh, this is not about me and you. This is just about Prakriti. So yeah, a couple of very important lessons have come my way in the last few weeks, and it's just so beautiful, how we go through our life behaving in a certain way, and then bang, one day you realize that oh God, okay, ये तो ऐसा है. So थोड़ा थोड़ा deep बात है. Maybe some other session we'll talk.
No, I think it's very true that I feel that one of the most important virtues I should practice in life is just being humble. I never want to be an arrogant person. Whatever I do in life, ups and downs. So, yeah, it very strongly just resonates with knowing that we are a small cog in this huge world.
Yes. Yes, and a
Um,
little more. So humility, I feel, is overrated. As I said, if you have another conversation, I'll kind of try and go deeper into it. But it's more about being true to who you are, which is really spirituality is just that. It's being really who you are.
Absolutely, absolutely. I think one of the other very beautiful experiences was when you met our former president, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
he
And that
described
was
you.
our close in Sir's presence. Yeah, yeah. Oh God, what a man he was. What a journey also, no? He was somebody who studied under a tube light in a small little village in India, went on to become the president, and such a president of such impeccable stature and so many scientific advancements he, through his work, gifted to India. Oh yeah, I'd worked on a couple of many events actually where he would come as the guest, and at every event he would very fondly, talk and give some compliment, praise, and wow, I mean, really, yeah, baat hai.
So just remembrance with a lot of respect for him. Like, how was your experience when he said that you are an exceptionally talented anchor, and to have that kind of appreciation from someone that so many people in the country respect for so many different reasons? How have
You know,
those memories stayed with you?
the thing, no, dear, is that if you get a compliment from someone you respect, that really means
Yes.
something. So that for me was it was wow. I mean, thank you so much. But back then I didn't really know how to receive a compliment. It's taken me a whole lifetime. So now if someone says something nice to me, I'll be like, I'll be more with it. I'll say thank you, and I'll say yes, of course, this is true, and thank you for acknowledging this quality in me. Back then I was like, oh no, sir. There. So I learned over time how to accept the compliment with graciousness.
Amazing. Um, I think if I were to sort of sum up our conversation now, as you've had so many years of experience in the industry, so many years just understanding this thing called life, what is the
Oh.
most honest truth that you've discovered about yourself that you wish more people know about?
I'm here for a purpose. And there are days when I wonder whether I'll get it done. And then there are days when I feel I will. Um, and not just me, but you, everyone watching us. There's a reason why we are here. And many lives travel their entire journeys without realizing that purpose and executing that purpose, because that depends on your free will. So I know that there's something that I need to do. And I hope in the years ahead I can pull it off and I don't make wrong decisions based on free will. But apart from that, the one thing that I'm very now very like enthusiastic about now is that after years of working hard, doing this, doing that, I'm finally now in a stage where I say, okay, now अब मुझे ना बस थोड़ा सा खुश भी रहना है, एंजॉय भी करना है, अपने लिए वक्त भी निकालना है, तो बड़े मजे वाली लाइफ अब मैं जीने वाली हूँ. अच्छे अच्छे काम भी करूंगी, बट बहुत खुश रहूंगी और enjoy भी करूंगी. So that's some people who've known me for 20-25 years will be very happy to hear this, especially in my industry. So yeah, guys, okay, chaliye, time to have some fun.
Amazing. Okay, I have now a very quick rapid fire for you.
Oh,
Okay, so the first one is one habit that has improved your communication, being the master of communication.
uh, authenticity.
Authentic.
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay, okay. Acting or anchoring?
Acting. Now acting. I've anchored for 25 years. Yeah, I mean, kuch. Acting is very interesting. Maza aa raha hai.
Okay, lovely. On that note, your next show is going to be Lukha on Amazon Prime.
Yes, yes,
So,
yes.
what's one word to describe it? And could you tell our audience one reason why they should watch it?
I can't. I don't think I should say anything because it's all of this is decided about the release. But it's on Amazon, and as usual, they've come up with something very special.
Okay, we're excited. Fingers crossed. Can't wait. And as soon as I think things become more get out there, then I think it's going to be we're going to be on the watch out for it. Okay.
Lip.
All right. I think recently there's been so much conversation about what movies mean, what the message should be, whether there should be a message or not. What are your thoughts? Are movies made just for entertainment, or should they have a message, not have a message?
So I think now again I'm going to go. This is layered. The times that we're living in. Tell me if a movie without a message is really going to run. It's not. It's not. So we have moved from those times where movies like that would run because that was the energy of that time. We are now living in a transition. We're transitioning from one age to the other. Right now, it's all about transformation, and transformation happens through change, and change will be impacted in a very big way through cultural vehicles, through cinema, through sports, through theater, through writings, through speeches. All of this will impact the shape and the face and the form that humanity will take over the next few years. So whether or not the films will have meaning will decide how they will do at the box office. They will have to have some impact on the betterment of humanity for them to really have a run at the box office. And I mean, name one film to me that has no meaning and is going to do well. It's not going to happen.
No, very true. I think it's what the audiences also really enjoy is movie being a very also intellectual, curiosity driving kind of experience. So it feeds back to what the audience is very much seeking.
No, I wouldn't put the burden of words like intellectual, etc., onto movie making. Something that will transport you into that world that is being created, and once you get transported there, so obviously if you transport me on a yacht on a blue sea with a hero dancing with a towel, that's not going to enthuse me, right? So because I'm transported into the world of Hamza where he's doing this for India and doing that and this and that, so I'm into it. That's tugging at my heartstrings. We underestimate the average Indian viewer across the country. I think Dhurandhar has done nearly 2,000 crores now, right? Yeah, so imagine the number of people who've gone and seen a film with so much meaning, authenticity. So yeah.
Amazing. On a slightly sadder note, we recently lost Asha Bhosle ji, legendary singer, one of the last few from her era. We know you are a beautiful singer. Would you like to sing a few lines as a tribute to her?
Oh, wow.
Request.
Asha Bhosle, wow. What a क्या शख्सियत थी नहीं? I mean, the kind of songs she sung and like हमारी जिंदगी के अलग अलग मोड़ पे उनके गानों के सहारे, उनके वो आवाज के सहारे, उनकी ups and downs, उनके सुर के सहारे, कई बार you crossed days that are sad, you expressed romantically to your partner, you celebrated a victory. This is like, blessings of Goddess Saraswati to impact lives in such a way. What a great Kalamar she was. I was listening to a song the other day. I'll try and sing that. I mean, I'm no more such a good singer because I was a practice, but Shulkia, my kid's a very good singer. प्यार के मोड़ पे छोड़ोगे जो बाहें मेरी, तुमको ढूंढेंगी जमाने में निगाहें मेरी, प्यार के मोड़ पे छोड़ोगे जो बाहें मेरी. Funny
Wow.
okay. Thank
Well,
you.
God bless her soul. And I think her songs, like you said, are relevant to generations.
Yeah, बाहों में चले. I mean, yeah, come on. हमारा एक एक दिन का कुछ कुछ मूड, कुछ कुछ पल, she's there. हमें याद भी नहीं आता है उन्होंने गाया है, but उनकी आवाज की एनर्जी हमेशा हम सबके साथ जिंदा रहेगी. God, think of it, it's a very big thing. वहीं आने वाले कितने 100 सालों के लिए we'll still be humming her songs. Wow, what a life, what a legacy, no?
Absolutely. And she seemed to always be so lively and full of life and just like inspiring everyone with her energy. It was never about.
Despite having so many personal challenges, she's had such a life full of challenges with her, how her initial first marriage broke down, the physical abuse, then the death of two of her children, the death of her elder sister, so many careers ups and downs. And kitna matlab sach mein main to like I'm in awe ki how the conduct in public was full of joy, cheer, how she handled grief and she understood grief and she healed and still continued to this very blessed opportunity to live as a human on earth. What a lady, yeah. This is Shakti. This is Shakti. This is Durga. This is Shakti. And my guru, my Maitreya Ji says that women, the female gender, this is where creation came from. Everything that we see is from her, right? And some of us are unaware of our potential, of our strengths. And he also says that in every home, if the woman is happy, that home will be happy, healthy, harmonious, and will contribute to society, contribute to the country. And so it's very important that women should be happy, because that contributes to a better world. That's just how it's designed. Srishti वैसी ही है. So this is, yeah, she was Shakti in every sense of the word.
Yeah. So much to learn, I think, from her inspiring journey. Now, to sum it up, so many years of, for you also, again, like knowing things today that you perhaps did not know when you were a 12-year-old. And through that, so many young girls who would feel inspired. The whole point of calling this podcast Inspiring Heights is that we want that young girls sitting in any part of the country, world, should never feel like, because I look like this, because I speak like this, because I come from here, I can't achieve something. We want to bring on inspiring women like yourselves, ma'am, who say that, listen, I've gone through this journey on my own terms, following my values, and I have achieved what success means to me. And so they should also feel inspired by your journey and not feel like this is a limitation, that is a limitation. It's all in our mind. So what do you know today that the 12-year-old Gitikka ma'am did not know? And through that, what would you like to tell these young girls who are listening to you?
That I was, and I always will be a Dhurandhar. I didn't know that then.
Wow.
I know it now.
Wow.
And is that song, Aaj main upar, आसमां नीचे, आज मैं आगे, जमाना है पीछे. बट हमारा पीछे नहीं, हमारा साथ चले. बट हम में बहुत शक्ति है, बहुत शक्ति है. ईश्वर ने हमको बहुत, हम शक्ति हैं. You just need to realize that life anyway is a journey of challenges, limitations, overcoming, next challenge, overcoming, next lesson, overcoming. So that's how it is designed. But I think we women we've got the edge. But सिर्फ यहाँ पे पहचानने की जरूरत है और यहाँ पे अपने आप पर विश्वास करने की जरूरत है. The sky is the limit. Truly, the sky is the limit. Let me look at, honestly, I'm just kind of taking this conversation just 30 seconds more. I went through menopause 2 years back, and as a result, for the first time in my career, I was 80 kgs, and for the first 2, 3, 4 months, I didn't know what to do. I was like, oh my god, I've really put on a lot of weight, and I've not been this weight on stage ever, and it was bothering me and bothering me. And then one day, I said, what the hell, I'm still doing great work, okay, and this is my this is a stage of life. I'm going to accept it. This is how my body is. The biology is working right now. I may be 80 kgs. I may be looking heavier. I'm still doing my job well. I'm not going to cater to the male gaze. Just जिनको मेरे साथ काम करना है, I'll do it to the best of my ability. जिनको नहीं करना है, so be it. So be it. I'm not going to cry in my head constantly saying कि अरे मैं मोटी हो गई, अरे मैं ऐसे लग रही हूँ, वैसे लग रही हूँ. So, and that is where, when you accept, that is where you derive your power from. For your next goal, for saying, okay, this is not good for you, then this is not good for me too. I have so many more horizons I can go and conquer. You first deal with your shortcoming of not recognizing my talent and only looking at the way I look, because as an anchor, I'm sorry, it's what comes out of here, what comes out of here, what comes out of here. It's not my body. So yeah, just कितना बोल रही हूँ मैं?
नहीं यार, बहुत आई थिंक यही आपसे बच्चे सुनेंगे तो आई थिंक समझेंगे, क्योंकि आपने अचीव किया है इस इंडस्ट्री में एंड डिफरेंट फैसेट्स देखे हैं. सो आई थिंक it's just beautiful that you're sharing your journey so candidly. Thank you for doing that, because oftentimes people project like the best side of themselves, but we all go through our ups and downs, and as women our body changes. That's also sometimes not even in our control, and it's okay. We don't have to hate ourselves for feeling bloated or going through mood shifts in the day or during the month. It happens.
Yeah, but that's how the human body is designed, no? I mean, let men try and get menopause, let men give birth to children, but dekhte hain how it will go.
Exactly. So I read somewhere that the pain that one experiences during childbirth can be like somebody getting 10 heart attacks one after the other.
Exactly. Somehow civilization began, and the women were in the caves looking after the children, and the men were going out there hunting to get food back. But that hunt and that woman back there in the cave giving birth to a child, can you compare the pain? You can't. But then, then this manipulation took over centuries and centuries and centuries. Somehow women now are the weaker race. Okay, and we continue to live with this narrative. Strength is of many kinds. It's maybe physical. It's also here and here. So I think women are far stronger here and here. So, and why even say who's stronger, who's less stronger, who's more stronger? We're companions. We're partners on this journey. We have to keep saying this is because the male gaze, because the manipulation has happened. But once that stops, I think हम सब एक हैं, हम साथ हैं.
And we have to coexist beautifully. That's how nature made us. Yeah.
Authentically and beautifully. Yes.
Absolutely. I think a lot of love coming your way.
Really?
A lot of people said you're my
Hindi.
favorite.
Someone is saying.
बात करें.
Yeah, अब हिंदी में पहले बोलना चाहिए था, हम हिंदी में ही बात करते हैं, नहीं?
हाँ, हमने काफी हिंदी में भी बात की है, रागिनी.
Hi मीनाक्षी. हिंदी. अब ऐसा क्यों बोल रहे हो हिंदी ऐसे? मुझे जिस भाषा में बात करनी है मैं उसी में करूंगी. नहीं, पॉडकास्ट तो मेरा हो रहा है.
जी बिल्कुल सही बात है.
हिंदी ये क्या डिक्टेशन था?
So insightful as always. I think congratulations once again, ma'am, on all the love that's coming your way. I hope it grows and multiplies. मेरी interaction आपके साथ में जितने भी दिन रही है, you've just been so gracious, warm, kind, and very candid, very honest. So thank you for letting us into your beautiful world and your beautiful journey. I think for me, I definitely did pick up the fact that अपने अंदर वो शक्ति ढूंढो, उसे अपने पास रखो, and be yourself fearlessly. So I'm going to take that lesson back with me and keep that at the back of every decision.
And go and watch Dhurandhar once again, guys.
Yeah. Yep.
Thank you for having me. It's been a nice chat. And once again, you're lovely. And thank you everybody for watching and joining. It's RareReach. Yay.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. Such an honor, such a lovely conversation. Loved every bit of it. I know हमने आपको बहुत देर रख लिया. This was supposed to wrap up quickly, so sorry about that. But thanks again for your time.
No, thank you so much. And may Dada's grace be with all of you, Dada Sharam. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. Have a lovely evening. Thanks everyone who joined also. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.